Right, so before we kick off, first thing you got to do, hit subscribe. Hit subscribe, then hit the notification icon so that you get your messages every time I release a new video. And today we're going to carry on the topic on cryptocurrency, Bitcoin. We're going to touch base on XRP and my thoughts. Hit the music. Okay, so we're going to start with XRP and the lawsuit that Ripple are facing, which has got everybody in a panic. Well, you've got to remember that this isn't the first time that Ripple have been attacked. Yeah, do some background history into what's happened in the past. Now, it comes as no surprise for anybody who's been in this space for a number of years that these things happen. Many of you would know the term FUD. FUD, fear, uncertainty and doubt. This is what happens every time you get some sort of bull run, some sort of positivity that happens in the crypto market. You're going to be struck with a load of FUD. But for the first time, what a lot of people didn't realize is that when XRP took a 30% hit, 40% hit over a few days, that many other cryptos followed suit. Because what you got to remember is that even though some people believe that this is an attack on XRP, this is actually an attack on the crypto space as a whole. So a lot of different cryptos took a hit, and if the SEC are investigating Ripple, it won't be long before they investigate a couple of other companies. Now you got to remember, and you know my thoughts on this, that 99% of alts and crypto coins that are out there will become non-existent. You're only going to be left with the ones that actually have real use case for this day and age. So don't get too hung up on so many different cryptos. I'm hearing loads of different names like tree coin, snow coin, gravel coin, load of nonsense, guys. Yeah, do your research into what these companies actually do. Now remember, I know a lot of you are not even in it for the tech, you're in it for the money. And if you're in it for the money, fair play to you. Most people in this space have no idea about blockchain technology, have no interest in blockchain technology or how it will benefit the world and the financial markets. So yeah, you go do you. But now, what I touched base on just a moment ago, that when XRP dropped, a lot of alts also dropped. But did Bitcoin drop? Hardly. Why not? Institutional investment. But it didn't go down to the same extent as many other alts did. Now, many of them were going down 10-15%. Of course, Ripple leading the way, 40+% drops. Institutional investment is here. Is it here to stay? Yes. So what you got to realize is that prior to the end of 2020, we had a lot of whales in the market. And for those of you who don't know what whales are the ones that hold a large amount of Bitcoin, and they would buy, they would sell whenever they wish, a group of them, and they would force the market to move in their favor and take away a lot of people's profits or investments into the space. So when Bitcoin gets to a certain price and they're happy that a lot of people have suffered from FOMO and have got into the market and price has gone higher, that's when they'll take out their profits and their investment, forcing Bitcoin to drop, thus taking all the small people's money, basically. Right, so that's what whales do. Now, when Bitcoin hit 20,000 just recently, did price drop dramatically like it normally does? No. Why? Because institutions do not just pull out large amounts of money. Now, they're not pulling out 1 or 2 million, they're pulling out hundreds of million, right? And if they were to pull out hundreds of million, you would know about it. You would see a massive fall in Bitcoin, but we haven't seen that. Why? Because if they're getting in at 20,000 or averaging at about 17 to 20,000, what makes you think they're in it just for the quick $1,000 per Bitcoin and getting out? They're not, right? Which is why you don't see the big drops like you would normally see in Bitcoin. So the whales are even like, what do we do? What do we do? Because if we're trying to force the market to go down to take everyone's money and it's not moving down, right? Because institutions have more power. That's why you can see other altcoins die, but you don't see Bitcoin die at the minute. So decoupling is happening. where Bitcoin is going to become its own entity and alts will become its own entity, because generally all alts follow what Bitcoin does regardless of what anyone says. You might get slight twinges in movement, but generally they all follow the same bias. So why do we get parabolic moves in moves like what XRP did and basically what Bitcoin is doing now? Look on the monthly and weekly time frames to have a look at the candlesticks that are being produced on Bitcoin. Phenomenal, right? But why do you get moves like this that go up in a straight line? Well, for Bitcoin it's pretty easy, because we've never exceeded 20,000 for the past few years, right? So everything above 20,000 becomes price discovery. Price discovery is where price has never been there before, so you don't know where things are going to stop. You've got a lot of people calling tops and targets and stuff. You can't, because price has never been there, right? So it's just a wild guess. So when there is nothing there, it's basically clean air, so it can go as high as it ever wants, right? And then so when people ask, where's the top on Bitcoin, when's it going to stop, we don't know. My guess is as good as yours. And for anybody who claims that look at this, look at the snowman. So for anyone who claims that this is the top, this is where it's going to correct, are just guessing, guys. Everybody's calling price is going to reach here, it's going to go up here every $500, $1,000 in a bull run. Guys, in a bull run the market's only going in one direction, so it's naive just to call it's going to go here, because it's only going in one direction, right? So you have everybody, all these social influencers, trading influencers telling you it's going to go to this target, it's going to go to that target. It's not a target, it's only going in one direction, guys. Don't be fooled. XRP parabolic moves are a little bit different. It's gonna take me a little bit more longer to explain, so I'm not going to touch base on it on this video, but it's all to do with people that are holding their positions prior to this current bull run right now, and when they pull out of the market it gives it clean air for the price to then move on in an upward direction. So I'll touch base on that another time. So my thoughts on what's going to happen with Ripple and the SEC, I believe everything's going to be squashed, and that Ripple are going to be able to produce evidence that tell them that they're not a security and they are a virtual currency. Now you got to remember, Ripple had the opportunity to settle this already without it becoming even public knowledge, and they declined. So they've got a 15 billion war chest. Ripple are not afraid to use it. And then what's going to happen with Bitcoin? With Bitcoin, it's a tough question, because now that we've got big institutional investors, I believe today, which is currently Boxing Day, the market cap of Bitcoin has surpassed Visa. This is huge, guys, absolutely huge. So the only way is up. Are we going to get corrections? Of course we're going to get corrections. Are we going to get major corrections, 70-80%? Doubt it, right? So yeah, the future is bright, guys. So I'll leave it there for today, guys. Again, I wish you a Merry Christmas for yesterday. Have a great new year. Hit that subscribe button and we'll catch up in the new year. Take care, guys.